So this right here is the MacBook Pro 2022 with the M2 chip. Okay, so my video today, I'm going to tell you if this MacBook is what you're getting this year, right? We have the M3 out already, the M3 Pro, the M3 Max and all, and very soon the M4 is coming out. So should you still get this, MacBook Pro 2022 with the M2 chip, then what is video to the very end to find out. So now, the very first thing I'm going to talk about is the design of this MacBook. So this MacBook still uses, the same design as the 2016 MacBook Pro. So if you calculate it, this design is, as of today, around 9 years in use, right? So everything is similar, the body build. Okay, so on the left-hand side here, you have, the dual Type-C USB ports, and also on the right-hand side, you have this, 3.5mm headphone jack. Okay, and this dual, Type-C ports, you can get any of them to charge your MacBook and also use any of them to either plug your hard drive or to plug in this adapter on here. Right now, just like I talked about when I was explaining the M1 MacBook Pro, right? Okay, because they all use the 2016 body build. I don't really like this body build because when I want to, let's say, edit or do something with my SD card or my hard drive, I need to get an adapter to add to it, which is quite stressful. And this is one thing that Apple had to adjust in their latest M3 MacBook series, and I've created a video about that, so you can go and check it out. And it's going to shock you that, guys, I compared the M3 and the M2, and man, the M3 is way more affordable than this M2 currently. Yes, and it's way better. Just go and check out the video I talked about the M3 and also the M3 versus this M2 MacBook Pro, so you can see for yourself, and you might now decide if you should go for this one or just move to the M3 itself. Okay, so now you can see that this M2 MacBook Pro still has the touchpad and also the touch ID, which you can use to unlock your MacBook, and you can use this touch bar to increase or reduce the brightness, to reduce the volume or increase it, and lots more on that touch bar. Now for the display, the screen of this MacBook is 13.2 inches in size, the same thing as this M1 MacBook Pro. Like holding both of them, you might not really see any difference. Even the specs of the display, they both use retina display, and when you're watching, let's say, movie or you're editing videos or playing games on this MacBook, right, it still gives a very nice quality, but not so much different from this M1. Okay, so now off to the webcam, audio, and the mic. So this MacBook Pro M2 still uses the same 720 HD FaceTime camera, right? And I do not really like how it is, like the quality of the camera, but I'm also going to show you so you can tell me what you think about this FaceTime camera. Okay,
all right, so this is the FaceTime camera of this MacBook Pro 2022 with the M2 chip, right? So let me know what you think of this quality. Is it good? Well, I don't really like how this is, right? Like, it's actually poor. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Also, listen to the sound of my voice as I'm talking, so you can get the the mic and all. Okay, so you can get the mic quality.
So now for the performance, what can this MacBook Pro M2 do? Right, because this is one of the things that people check out when they are going to get a MacBook or a laptop in general. So just from name alone, it comes out with this M2 chip, and you can also see every other specs about the chip. But when it comes to editing videos on this, right, because editing video is one of the heaviest tasks you can perform on a MacBook, right? The softwares you use, DaVinci, Premiere Pro, and the rest of them, they are quite heavy software. So when editing on it, it can actually handle those your heavy tasks. Like I did 4K videos, 1080 videos and all, and it goes actually even faster than this my M1 over here, right? This my M1 over here, it's actually slightly faster than it, right? So it also handles your heavy tasks. However, in terms of gaming, because I'm not even much of a gamer, right, but I had to make a research for those who also want to play games while using this M2. So it does not really handle gaming very well. Like, so you may notice that there may be some lagging while you are playing that game. In short, most MacBooks were not even made for game, so you can hardly see all these older flagship MacBooks that is very good at handling games. Those heavy games like Call of Duty, maybe I don't know if PUBG is in the MacBook form, or all those arcade games and all. right? There's some problems with that when it comes to the MacBook handling it, but the M3 can actually handle your games quite well. And I've done a video about that, so go and check out that video. Okay, all right. So if you want to get a MacBook because of, let's say, just editing videos and performing every other task apart from gaming, all those hardcore games, then this is actually a very nice MacBook for you. So now after the software updates, so it's obvious that this M2 is going to be getting the latest updates, even let's say 2 years time or even 3 years time, because as of at the point I'm making this video, okay, the 2019 MacBook Pro is still getting the latest software updates. So imagine if calculated 2019, 2020, 21, and 22, like we still have like 4 years apart, right? So it means this M2 MacBook Pro can still get the latest updates coming out, let's say next year, next 2 years, or next 3 years. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, in terms of the battery life, these actually last 19 hours for video playback. Let's say you're doing your day-to-day task, you're watching movies, you're surfing through the net and all, it can last very long. But when it comes to editing videos, because I use most of my MacBooks to edit videos a lot, right? It does not last up to 11 or 10 hours, but I can tell you that you can use this MacBook for a very long time before you have to go and power it, right? Before it gets low. So the end of the battery, there's nothing to worry about because it has a long-lasting battery life. Okay. Now off to the pricing. So how much is this M2 MacBook Pro? Now it all depends on which are you going for. Are you going for a new one or are you going for a used one, right? And also, let's say you're a Nigerian watching this video, or those in other countries that you have to convert from the dollar to the naira. So the price of dollar in your country means the increase in the price of that thing you want to get, which in question now is the MacBook, right? So as at the point I'm making this video, all right, dollar is around 1,600 naira, right? And to get this MacBook brand, because it was gotten brand new, yes, you can still see it brand new yourself today, you can get it over 2 million. Yes, you can get this MacBook over 2 million. And since we're talking about the price, it's going to shock you that this MacBook Pro M2, right, is even more expensive than the M3, right? And that's why I told you at the beginning of my video that you should check out where I compared both the M3 and the M2. So now imagine, the M3 came out, after the M2 and has better performance capabilities than the M2 and is even more affordable. So should you be going for this M2 this year? Then my answer is no. I will advise you either go for the M3 because it's even more affordable. Okay, but let's say you don't have the money for the M3, then which other MacBook should you go for that can really handle your day-to-day tasks, even if it's video editing? Then I think you want to go and watch out my video on this M1 MacBook Pro. Okay, and I'm still going to be comparing both of them because guys, look at it, they are just very much similar. You can't even tell the difference, right, until you let's say open both MacBooks and check the specs itself. Yeah, so I'm going to be creating a video where I compare both of them so that you can also know the one to go for between both of them. Okay, so guys, I will see you in my next video as we discover the smart online tips.